Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, the Hut, and welcome back to the Baseball Hut 2, and hopefully you like this video, and hit that subscribe button. So I've been doing these like shorts on the channel, and on this channel, on the Big Baseball Hut, what AI is saying about players, what teams are going to sign this player, what teams are going to sign that player, and it's been rather interesting to ask AI, because as you know, AI, artificial intelligence, is the wave of the future. Not some schmo in New York, but asking what artificial intelligence thinks. And I'm using Grok, which is the AI for X, and of course, X used to be called Twitter. And in the past, they've done some like thumbnails. This main thumbnail that you see when the video comes up, that's an AI thumbnail of Shea Stadium. But I asked Grok, the outlook for the Toronto Blue Jays and what they need, what they're going to get, and what their outlook is for their season in 2026. Let me read you what Grok has to say. Toronto Blue Jays 2026 outlook. The Blue Jays entered the 2025-26 offseason riding high after a breakthrough 25 season, their first AL East title since 2015, an American League pennant, and a heartbreaking 7-game World Series loss to the Dodgers. You know what happened there. This run generated an estimated $50 to $60 million in additional revenue, given ownership strong incentive to invest aggressively, potentially pushing the 2026 payroll toward or above the $244 million luxury tax threshold. With Vladimir Guerrero Jr. locked in on a 14-year, $500 million extension starting next year, the core remains intact, but key departures loom. And analysts project Toronto as a top 5 AL contender, with a ceiling for another World Series push if they address pitching and infield gaps. However, regression risk exists in a loaded AL East. The Yankees, Orioles, and Red Sox, and a potential 2026 lockout adds urgency. Now, the Yankees always do what they do. The biggest thing that they'll have to figure out is if they're able to re-sign Cody Bellinger. That's the big guy that they have on the team. There's a lot of talk here in New York that the Mets are going to take him away, because the Mets like his versatility and his leadership in the clubhouse, and he played with the Yankees, and he played in New York, and he played really well. The Red Sox have a very good young team. They went to postseason, and they look for a big bag. There's a possibility that they sign Pete Alonso. There's a possibility for all kinds of things that the Red Sox could do to improve their offense, and they're looking for more pitching. The Baltimore Orioles, they have to improve their pitching, man. They need a big starter on that team, and they're looking for another bat. Understand that they're kind of on the periphery of the Pete Alonso situation, according to John Heyman, the Scott Boras whisperer. So there, and of course, Tampa Bay is always skulking around, always has a winning record. Key roster needs the Jays' 2025 success mass vulnerabilities exposed in the postseason. A bullpen that faltered under pressure, and a rotation thinned by injuries and free agency. That's really why they lost the World Series, because of that bullpen. They need a reliever badly. But this is what AI is saying. Current status, primary needs, potential internal options, the rotation. Solid foundation with Kevin Gausman, Trey Yesevich, and Jose Berrios, if healthy, post elbow soreness. Shane Bieber exercised his $16 million player option and stability, so he stayed. Kind of figured he would stay. 1 to 2 veteran starters for depth, long-term upside. Gausman and Bieber are 2026 free agents, so those guys have a lot riding on. They have a lot riding on this season coming up in 26. Luis Varland he's been transitioning from the bullpen. Ricky Titleman, prospect call-up, and he's got an innings limit. Now the bullpen. This is a major problem. Jeff Hoffman returns as the closer with a 4.37 ERA. Dominant postseason, but he blew the World Series. They were 3 outs away from winning it, and he blew it. Blew it! A healthy Yimi Garcia and Eric Swanson anchored the setup. Only Sir Anthony Dominguez departs. He can pound sand. I mean, he's a terrible reliever. A high leverage arms that they needed from their bullpen for late inning reliability. Southpaw definitely needs a lefty out of the bullpen. Bowden Francis, Brendan Little, prospect conversions like Adam Mako. I guess those guys will help. On the infield, obviously they have Vladdy Guerrero Jr. at first. Andres Jimenez slides to shortstop if needed. Ernie Clement, postseason hits record. He's got the most hits in postseason. Be playing third. Bo Bichette replacement if he walks, and a versatile depth. Addison Barger, third base, outfield, and utility guy. Joey Lopavito, be an infielder push, I guess. In the outfield, obviously Dalton Varsho in center. Anthony Santander in right field, even though he had a bad year. George Springer's the DH. They need a power bat for balance, injury insurance for Springer. They have Nathan Lukes, Miles Straw for speed defense. On the catching side, they got Alejandro Kirk, and of course, unfortunately, he made the last out in the World Series. Gold Glove caliber season. He's back. Tyler Heineman, he's back. Minimum, they have depth only. Financially, Toronto has $190 million committed for 2026, leaving $50 million plus in flexibility. General Manager Ross Atkins has signaled quite aggressive spending, prioritizing pitching while monitoring Bichette expected offseason moves to Toronto's front office. Aims to strike while the Orange hot. They'll likely tender a $22 million qualifying offer to Bichette. He's going to decline it and explore trades. Package Joey Lopavito, Nathan Lukes for pitching depth, shop Berrios to free cash. Here's a realistic projection based on rumors and experts' takes. Re-sign or replace Bo Bichette. The Jays want him back, but he'll command $200 million plus. According to AI, I did a video on him on Thursday, a short. He's going to command 8 years, $212 million, and he's going to resign. He's going to resign with the Blue Jays. But if he tests free agency, he's linked to the Tigers or the Brewers. And they could pivot to internal Andres Jimenez at short and add a second baseman like Luis Arraez. I would stay away from Arraez. He hits, but the guy has no power. He's not a good defensive player, and he can't run. For lineup stability, expect a 9-figure deal to keep him. That's Bichette. Losing him would stink. Well, according to AI, he's not going anywhere. They need to add 1 to 2 starters. The Blue Jays target long-term aces over rentals, given the 2026 free agent class weakness, barring Tariq Skubal. Top pursuits, Kyle Tucker. He's projected to get 10 years at $430 million. Elite power, speed, we know what he can do. Pairs with Guerrero Jr. as a lefty master. Jays are a big sense fit per insiders. They could certainly spend the money and afford him. Framber Valdez or Ranger Suarez, ground ball aces for Roger Center. Valdez has been predicted by AI to sign with the Blue Jays. These 6 years, $182 million. The money's short. Dylan Cease or Shota Amanaga. Cease for strikeouts. Amanaga as budget. Beavers opt-in buys time, but expect a splash here, possibly trading for Tariq Skubal if the Tigers sell. I don't know about that. Both the bullpen with lead arms. Postseason woes demand shutdown relievers. Priorities, they're looking at Edwin Diaz. I don't believe I think he's going to sign with the Mets. AI saying that. He had a 1.63 ERA, 28 saves, pairs with Hoffman for a lethal back end. There's only one back end. He's the back end of that bullpen. He's the guy. Devin Williams or Pete Fairbanks, high K closers for leverage. Williams rebounds from the 2025 depth. Devin Williams is going to have a big market for him. Because the Dodgers are going to be in on him. Possibly the Mets will be interested. I mean, there's a lot of teams that will be in on him. Even though he didn't have a great year with the Yankees. Robert Suarez, short-term setup man, ground ball fit. You can put him as a closer too. Others they're mentioning here, Gregory Soto. I don't like him. Phil Maton, I like him. Colorado's Tyler Kinley. Other targets in depth for their bullpen trade, or other targets in general. Trade for Brendan Donovan. He's got a lot of teams on him. Looks like the Cardinals are looking to trade their entire veteran group. And of course, Donovan's a versatile 290 hitter with 2 years control. A rebuild-minded Cardinals made deal. Yeah. The free agents that are not Blue Jays. Alex Bregman for third base for infield power. Josh Naylor for, I guess insurance. Prospect buys third base and Sean Keys for infield upside. Projected 2026 record and playoff odds with aggressive spending, $250 million plus in payroll. Toronto repeats as AL East champs with 95 to 100 wins and enters the playoffs as a top seed. Without Bichette Tucker, they slipped to 88 to 90 wins at a wild card fight. Fan sentiment on X is optimistic. Go all in with Tucker, Bichette, Williams, leveraging 2025 momentum before Springer, Gosman expire post-2026. The Jays window is wide open. Expect fireworks, the winter meetings, and that's December 8th to the 11th. So what do you think about that? Some of the things we ran through here. Please leave comments in the comment section. And, of course, they're going to be very, very active. And they're going to be in on all the big teams, all the big players. They can make a big trade. There's so many things the Blue Jays can do because they have a lot of money to spend, and they've had a big year. Well, thank you for watching this video. And, of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut 2, and I'll see you later.